Virtual summits are the most powerful online marketing tool available to grow your list, launch your platform, make more money, and create an impact in the world, even if you're just getting started. If you are ready to take your summit to the next level, then tune into the Virtual Summit Podcast with Dr. Mark T. Wade.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark T. Wade, founder of Virtual Summit Software and creator of the One Day Summit Formula. And I'm on a mission to help you, the summit host, get your summit out to the world in a powerful and impactful way. So let's get started. There's no way to sugarcoat this. If you're doing these list grabber slimy tactics, you're part of the problem. However, we're going to help ensure you never make these mistakes again as we talk about how to stop exploiting your speakers and still rock out an epic virtual summit. Buckle up because this one's going to get bumpy. Hey there, Dr. Mark T. Wade, founder of Virtual Summit Software, creator of the One Day Summit, and your host here on the Virtual Summit Podcast. Looking forward to this. It's going to get a little uncomfortable, I think, but not for those of you listening in here because you would never do these. And if you have, you're definitely open to making it right and better. Definitely recommend checking out our show notes over at podcast.virtualsummits.com/084 to get everything I'm talking about here. And don't forget to check out the resources over at virtualsummits.com. We've got everything from our One Day Summit Starter Guide to how to get Summitology Foundations and even our Interview Like a Pro training. Okay. I'm going to need you to sit down and put on your tough girl and boy pants for today's episode. I'm going to talk about an aspect of virtual summits that is becoming an epidemically horrific theme. Something so dirty, so blah, that it's literally putting a bad taste in the mouths of summit speakers worldwide. Now, I know it's not you if you're listening to this. You're one of the good ones. So I'm going to ask that you do us all a favor and share this episode in any summit group or with any summit hosts you know, because if we have to get this message out there to save summits for the rest of us. So you can do this. Okay, take a deep breath, blow out slow, and here we go. Now I'm going to need you to ask you to stop exploiting your speakers. Yeah, you heard that correctly. At least 50% of summits that are currently being run are completely and utterly disrespecting the speaker recruitment process. They're in a rabid frenzy to sign up speakers for one reason and one reason only. They want to pillage their list. It's like a savage beast that's been trapped in a cage for years, malnourished, mistreated, and consistently teased with the allure of a delicious meal. Then to finally be let out of the cage into the wild. The poor, unexpected herd of cattle simply grazing, enjoying the world, have no clue that this creature is set on a direct path of carnivorous rage. Okay, I may have been watching Animal Planet earlier today, but still the metaphor is the same. A newer entrepreneur who from this point forward we will refer to as list grabber is desperate for revenue to get their idea conceptualized and to pay the light bill, is on a spree to fill their lists. And they can only see that one thing: build my list by any means possible. I've talked with hundreds of summit speakers. I'm literally disgusted by how many of them have told me their story of being disrespected, undervalued, and downright used for their list. These people have spent years, thousands of hours, and a lot of their hard-earned money to build their tribe, their community, their lists, and in no way should you ever think or act like you are entitled to that list. Now, you might be thinking, but Mark, you said you need to have speakers promote in order to build your summit attendees. And yes, that's correct. The concept of a collaborative marketing strategy is the best method. However, what we are discussing today is the way List Grabber Summit hosts are doing it. Or should I say the horrible ways they are doing it. Even my business partner in my health company, who's spoken on hundreds of summits, has shared with me how she can quickly spot a list grabber right away when they reach out. Here's the problem, and we'll go through some of these absolutely wrong ways to get a speaker on your summit, but all of those summit hosts who are doing these things are ruining it for the rest of us.
Virtual Summit's software makes hosting a summit easier than ever. The only software in the world designed specifically for hosting a summit lets you set up a summit in a matter of hours with no tech skill or team needed. You can try out the Virtual Summit's software free at virtualsummits.com. But hurry, this is a limited offer.
Successful entrepreneurs in many industries are starting to say, nope, no thanks, but I'm not speaking on summits anymore. Almost as if on a moral strike to say enough is enough. We will not be used for our lists anymore. Now, I've talked in episode 21 on correct speaker recruitment strategies, but I didn't really go in depth on the current plague of horrific speaker recruitment trends, which I should have, and we will discuss today. Because if we don't start upping up our summit games and stopping those who are doing it incorrectly, we're going to be fighting an uphill battle very soon. So what's the main premise of that is happening? Overall, there's some summit coaches out there teaching strategies about how to build your list using a summit. It's all about grow a big list, see how big I built my big list and how big my list is, use a summit to build a big list, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they teach these tasteless strategies all focused on doing a list grab from someone in the guise of a virtual summit. It's a short-term win for a long-term loss. You can spot these list grabbers a mile away. How? Easy. They're the only ones who start off a conversation or relationship by asking, how big is your list? I mean, seriously? Come on. Or they'll say, please fill out this survey. And on the survey, it asks, how big is your list? Ah, sneaky. See what you did there, but we still see you, list grabber. Additionally, the worst of the worst straight up tell you that you can only speak on this summit if you have a list size of 5,000 subscribers. Okay, now you can just go, okay, breathe, Mark, just breathe. Sorry, I got a little worked up there, but this, in my opinion, is the absolute worst thing you could ever do. Yes, we set goals. We use the summit success strategy map to map out our summit list potential, but we never ever do I say, don't let someone speak if they don't have a list size of X number of subscribers. What do I say? I say is if your goal is to generate 5,000 attendees, then you need a list potential of 50,000. So you can add more speakers with smaller lists if you prefer, but never decide if a person is going to speak on your summit 100% solely based on the size of their list. That's just tasteless and no class. Those summits never do well anyways. Why? Because the speakers are disgusted and no one wants to support something that makes them feel undervalued and used. Also, remember, I've said this over and over. It's not about the size of your list. Yes, it sounds good to say I did a 26,000 lead summit a few months ago, which is a true statement. But honestly, I'd prefer to do a quick and easy summit that adds a ton of value to the world, creates epic relationships with my speakers, and builds an engaged audience. I've had summits that have generated less than 3,000 leads go on to make well over six figures. Matter of fact, my first ever $136,000 launch came from a list of 900 people that were generated from a one-day summit. So, rule number one, quit focusing on how to generate a big list and focus on how to create an exceptional experience and an engaged audience. This will generate far more fruits of labor than any 10,000 unengaged generic list will. It's not about the size of the list. Next big flaw is they're also creating a boring generic summit. They're trying to throw it together as quickly as possible with generic, unrelated templates that don't show their voice and are no different than every other item floating around on the internet. No one wants to listen to 30 boring interviews. No one wants to listen to a copy of 30 boring interviews. And this is exactly what they're creating. If you're going to pump out a summit in a month or two, you can't do it with quality or creativity. So they use a generic template. They ask the same 10 questions to their speakers. They have zero training on how to create an impactful interview. So the interviews are literally unwatchable, and they wonder why no speaker would promote it. First off, you need to evolve your summit. We have some free resources covering how to create a summit story. That will help you build a storyline for your summit to build a binge-worthy summit. Think Netflix series except summits. Next, you absolutely must get some type of interview training. What is a summit? It's a series of interviews. So how in the world would someone think that they could just wing the interviews? No, please stop that.
Be sure to check out the speaker management tool inside your virtual summit software, which lets you quickly and easily recruit and manage your speakers on your virtual summit, literally eliminating hundreds of hours of work. Get more information at virtualsummits.com.
If you haven't grabbed our free training called Interview Like a Pro, it will help you create a professional introduction, craft an engaging interview, and overall create an impactful summit. So don't skip this step, period. Both of these are in the resource section over at virtualsummits.com. Now, let's move on to the next way summit hosts are exploiting speakers and ruining summits for the rest of us. They don't take the time and they don't build the relationship. Since they're trying to throw their summit together so quickly because they only care about getting the list, they've taken the time they needed to prepare the summit. They haven't taken the time they needed to prepare the summit speaker research or recruitment process. Also, they take zero time to build a relationship with the speaker. This is how you really see who's trying to just steal your list. The person reaching out doesn't want to take the time or effort to build a relationship, then most speakers have zero interest in being on your summit. Or even worse, they'll speak on your summit, but they aren't going to share or promote it. This happens all the time. But don't blame the speaker. You let the speaker down. You dropped the ball because you didn't build a relationship with them. If you're going to do a summit, then you need to start building relationships, getting warm intros, and building some rapport with these people. They're not here to serve you. You need to build a relationship and engage them on a mission of the summit story. You need to make it different, fun, and professional so that they're eager to share it with their audiences. This is on you, not the speaker. The next classless list grabber flaw is making it all about them, the list grabber. They say, you should want to speak on my summit. I'm going to give you publicity. People will see you. Yeah, just like the way people see a TV commercial or listen to safety instructions at the beginning of a flight on an airplane. No one's listening to that. And no speaker is thinking, oh, great, I'm going to get some publicity. Stop using that as a benefit. You need to add some actual tangible benefits for your speakers. More than just opportunity for them to get affiliate commissions or to offer a free gift to their session. You need to add more value. You need to go over and above and give them something. Now, I did a talk about this in depth on one of our live weekly summit workshops. You can find the replay of that training in the resource area over at virtualsummits.com. We'll also put it here in the show notes. Now, on my list, on my summits, I add some of my paid trainings or even help even help the speakers to monetize their sessions on my summits. I'll give them some access to my virtual summit software for free as a gift. I'll always try to give my speakers more speaking opportunities. All of this is for them. It adds value to them and makes their participation not just about me. They can see I want to help them and truly make it collaborative marketing strategy. Not a list grabber, all about myself type of promotion. So truly think about the ways you can give to your speakers. Can you give them something that you have or help them get introduced to someone they want to meet? It doesn't have to be crazy. Just put time, effort, and energy into making sure your summit isn't just about you. Imagine if you were on a date with someone. They reach out and they act like they like you and you're the best thing in the world. Like if a Victoria's Secret Angel lingerie model walked by in the newest season swimwear, they wouldn't even blink or break eye contact with you because your beauty is second to none. They talk about this incredible game of how special and important you are, how they can finally stop looking as you're the one their forever coffee date. Feels pretty good. Then a few weeks into the relationship, they act like you're chopped liver. That would hurt, right? We would never do that, hopefully, to someone in real life. Why would we ever do that to our speakers? This is what your speaker feels when you drop the ball after they agree to speak, or in some cases, after they complete the interview, or in a few cases, it's after they actually promote for you, which we'll talk about in a moment. If you don't ensure your speaker has a great experience, you're going to actually do more damage to that relationship than if you'd never reached out to the speaker to begin with. The speaker is looking at this opportunity much like a date. Is this person a good person? Can I trust this person? Are they going to murder me in my sleep? All great questions. Well, in your business relationship, they're asking those same things about how you will treat them, their business, and their list. If you don't give a good experience, you're showing them that you're just a sleazy list grabber and not someone they want to be associated with later.
With the Ever Summit feature inside the Virtual Summit software, you can rerun your summit as if it were live, ongoing forever with one click of a button. This now lets you continue to use your summit forever, bringing in qualified and engaged leads every month into your business. Get more information at virtualsummit.com.
So think about your speakers. Ask them how they're doing, find out how you can help them, or give them a better experience. Don't just get the yes and then move on. Don't stop after they do the interview. As important as that engaged audience is, you're trying to create, the relationships you build with your speakers are just as important, if not more. From the partnerships and the collaboration that can be created from this could be a game changer for your business. Don't forget to provide an exceptional experience. Now, the last list grabber ickiness we'll talk about today is not following up with your speaker. This is like when you go to a fancy restaurant, you have an incredible meal, you pay an outrageously priced ticket, leave a special tip for your waiter or waitress, and as soon as they have it, they never check back on you. They don't even gaze in your general direction. They're off smoozing the next table and have left you high and dry. Why? Well, they got the tip already. What do they need to be nice to you for? This is what you are saying to your speaker when you don't have a follow-up process. You smooth them, you give them a good experience, they get them to promote, and then poof, you're gone, like a gypsy in the night. I'd say out of everything, this is one of the most damaging things you can do with your speaker. Of course, all the others are horrible too. The difference is, if you get to this point with your speaker, they are ready to have a relationship with you. So they've built up some trust and connection. Then if you drop it here, it actually hurts their feelings. Any of the others, you're just offend the speaker and they write you off forever to never speak to you again. But with this, you may actually create a potential enemy. No one likes to feel used, mistreated, or forgotten about. Don't do this to your speakers. Don't get them on board and have them support you, promote you, and talk great about you, taking time out of their schedule and giving you some precious spots on their promotional calendar to then just drop them like yesterday's sushi. You need to have a follow-up process, letting the speaker know you still care about them, figuratively, of course, and that you are here to support them as well. Ask them what they're working on, how you can help them out. Let them know that you're still grateful and appreciative of their help and support, and that you're here for them if they need you. You do this, and you've got an ally for life. This is powerful and important. Don't take it lightly. I know I've made a lot of jokes and said some funny or maybe disturbing things in this episode, but I'm trying to make it a little bit more digestible. We're talking about a very serious topic, one that really does have serious consequences, not just for the summit host who's out there being a list grabber, but also for the reputation of virtual summits altogether. We're a tribe of world changers and impact makers. We all have a message to get out to the world. There's nothing more important, more powerful than a collaborative marketing strategy to do this. A virtual summit is this way. However, if we don't start upping our games, we're going to see summits take a different turn. Now, virtual summits are never going to die or go away, but they may become far more difficult to host. However, if we start evolving summits, if we start treating our speakers with respect and get away from these list grabber tactics and start putting time, thought, and energy into our summits, we're going to see some epic virtual summit success. I know you listening to this episode, you're world changers. You're not the list grabbers. You're dedicated to upping your summit game, not just for yourselves, but also for the speakers and the communities you're building. So keep putting in the time, the energy, and the effort. We all notice it. Your tribe thanks you, and I promise you, I promise you, as the host, the speakers remember you and look forward to working with you again in the future. We're here to support you. We want you to be successful. So reach out to us and let us know what we can do to help you evolve your summits. Be sure to come join us at Summit Fest Live, which is a live conference in New Orleans for summit hosts, speakers, and experts. You can check out that information over at summitfestlive.com. Also, check out the resource area for all our awesome free resources on getting your summit or one-day summit started. Plus, you can just let us know if you're interested in our viral summit program. This is a 100% done for you summit concierge service. It is by application only, and we are looking for summit hosts looking to create a summit that matters. Other than that, I just want to say thank you for being you and for investing in yourself by listening to these episodes. I know you have a message that matters, and I can't wait to see the impact you make on the world.
Thanks for listening. Now don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review on the Virtual Summit podcast. Head over to the show notes to check out all the links and resources from this episode, and be sure to grab your free trial of the Virtual Summit software.
Now, I want to end this episode by saying to all the Summit hosts listening right now, I believe in you, and you can do this. Summits are by far one of the most powerful ways to quickly grow your list, launch your platform, make more money, and most importantly, make an impact in the world, even if you're just getting started. So don't get caught up in analysis paralysis, because the world needs to hear your message, and there are people who are waiting for you to help them. So just get started, because imperfect action is always better than no action. Thank you, and see you on the next episode.